Welcome to episode 4 of When It All Came Together, a series looking back on the days when perseverance finally paid off for a driver at NASCAR's highest level. Today we'll be looking back at Paul Menard's race in the 2011 Brickyard 400 from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Menard would have early success in go-karts and in the International Ice Racing Association around his native Wisconsin and in the surrounding areas before moving into stock cars. His first notable success at the national level would come in 2003, earning an ARCA victory at Talladega Superspeedway. Moving on to the NASCAR Busch Series, he would earn back-to-back top 10 points finishes in 2005 and 2006, earning his first career victory at the Milwaukee Mile in the summer of 2006. Moving up to the Cup Series full-time in 2007, he would race for DEI and then Robert Yates Racing before signing on with Richard Childress Racing to pilot the number 27 Chevrolet for the 2011 season. By the time teams pulled into the famed Indianapolis Motor Speedway in July of that year, Menard had made 166 starts at the Cup Series level, having earned 13 top 10 and 6 top 5 finishes, including a second-place run at Talladega in October of 2008. He would line up in 15th after averaging 181.870 miles per hour around the 2.5-mile circuit in qualifying. Reaching as high as 13th place over the opening run, he would slide into 14th by the time green flag pit stops began on lap 25. Making his own stop on lap 27, he would find himself back up in 13th after the cycle completed.
Carl Edwards, Greg Biffle, Casey Mears, Paul Menard.
Debris on the backstretch would bring out the first caution of the day on lap 34. Many lead lap cars, including Menard, would take advantage of the opportunity to pit. Taking 2 tires and fuel, he would line up in 17th for the lap 39 restart. Fading briefly to 18th, he would make his way back up to 17th by the time David Rudimann's crash in turn 3 would slow the event for the second time on lap 50. Pitting with the leaders, he would initially be the second car off. However, contact with Kyle Busch while exiting would lead the team to bring him back down for an evaluation and to top off on fuel. This would relegate him to the 29th position for the lap 55 restart. He would make his way up to 28th prior to Jamie McMurray coming onto pit road on lap 72, kicking off another green flag cycle. Taking advantage of the extra fuel from before, Menard would run long here, staying out to lead lap 82 before coming in to make his own stop.
So here's the leader now, Paul Menard. Remember we talked about under that last caution he had to make an extra pit stop.
So he's got a little bit more fuel, and see how much longer that allows him to stay out here. Kind of hard to steal in track position right now by staying out because most cars have pitted. There's still 32 cars on the league lap, so if the caution did come out now, he would have to go behind them. So probably a good move to get on in now. Here he comes.
And with those guys out there on fresher tires, they're eating into whatever advantage you might be trying to gain by staying out. Menard's family has a long history at this racetrack. He says it is the most important race of the year to him. Here he comes for a pit stop. Jamie?
Absolutely. His dad is big in Indianapolis, and for the 500, 4 tires is the call for Paul Menard, who started 15th, the best start he's had here in 4 attempts. Paul's car pretty good. They're hoping this comes down to a fuel mileage race. You see the wrench in the back left window there. They're getting great fuel mileage, about 33 miles to the gallon. 13.8, great stop for Paul Menard.
Cycling out in 27th, he would make his way up to 26th before debris on the backstretch from Juan Pablo Montoya's car would bring out the third caution on lap 94. He would stay out as the leaders came to pit road, taking over the race lead for the second time on lap 96. The race would get back underway on lap 99.
Paul Menard did not pit. He is the leader with Matt Kenseth alongside him as they come to the restart, and we get ready to hit the Eyes On Speed Zone. Paul Menard has cleared Matt Kenseth and gotten into the lead. We saw some people kicking up some more of that grass down in turns 1 and 2. Remind us to all that Menard didn't pit under that last caution. Matt Kenseth got 2 tires on the caution. Briefly touched on the story before of Menard and his family's long history here. Of course, the business of Menard's home improvement stores based in the Midwest, and Menard's family been involved in the Indianapolis 500 for so many years. Paul said he kind of feels like he grew up at this racetrack.
Yeah, Menard keeps leaving just a little bit of room there for Matt Kenseth to get a little air to that front end. That's probably going to allow Matt to make that pass here shortly.
So a couple of Wisconsin guys at the front of the pack in the Brickyard 400 in Indianapolis. Eau Claire's Paul Menard leading Cambridge's Matt Kenseth.
Menard would remain out front through lap 104 when Matt Kenseth would make slight contact with his rear bumper entering turn 4, causing him to slide back to 4th place.
Right here, Paul's trying to get to the bottom of the racetrack, and he gets shoved up out of the groove completely. Has to go down to 3rd gear to get back going.
Debris on the racetrack would once again slow the event for the 4th time on lap 114. Pitting with the leaders, Menard would take 4 tires and fuel and be the 9th car to exit pit road. He would line up in 13th for the lap 118 restart after a handful of teams stayed out. He would fall back to 16th before the 5th and final caution of the day would occur on lap 120 following an incident between David Reagan and Landon Castle in turn 3. Menard would narrowly miss being involved in the incident, diving onto the apron to avoid the spinning Castle.
Let's take a closer look at what some of these drivers have had to do to get through this. Paul Menard through the grass.
Oh, that's unbelievable. I mean, these guys are carving themselves through there, barely missing these other guys.
He would take advantage of the pits being open to clean off his grill and to top off on fuel, coming back in a second time on lap 126 just prior to the restart to top off again.
As we see cars coming down pit road, including Paul Menard going in to get some fuel. You see Kyle Busch, he's had a few issues today as well. This could make them, obviously, good to go till the end.
Restarting from 20th on lap 127, he would begin to inch his way forward. As many lead lap cars were unsure about making it on fuel, he would quickly reach the top 10. As the 27 team would commit to trying to make it to the end, he would find himself in a position to retake the race lead on lap 145 when Tony Stewart came to pit road.
From the lead, Tony Stewart. All right, Stewart getting back up to speed. That makes this the race for the lead. Paul Menard in the 27, Mark Martin in the 5. Jamie?
And I talked to Paul Menard's crew chief slugger Labby this morning. He said the thing that we are hoping helps us here, we get great fuel mileage. We get about 33 laps per fuel run. Right now, if it goes green to the end, that'll be about 35 laps. They've been telling Paul, save fuel, save fuel. We will let you know when we can cut you loose. And just a moment ago, he said, you can open it up a little bit.
He would battle with Jamie McMurray for the race lead over the next several laps, as the frontrunners were trying to maintain as much pace as possible while heavily conserving fuel.
Bid for second, McMurray, the defending winner of this race. Not just second, trying to get the race lead.
I think that's what you're seeing. Paul Menard might be the only one that's running a fairly aggressive pace, but I think he's trying to save fuel as well. He looks in his mirror, sees all these guys backing off. He says, well, I think I'll just back off. And now they all come back together.
I talked earlier in the day about what a win at this racetrack would mean to Paul Menard. That story in his own words.
It'd be big, after 30 plus years of trying to win a race at Indy. If we came through with the Brickyard, that would be a huge deal for my family, and we'd all kiss the bricks together.
Paul Menard, the most important race of the year to him. Watching his pace compared to the pace of Jeff Gordon, who made the green flag pit stop after that last restart and runs in the 11th position, is 12 seconds behind Menard at the moment. Menard's got to try and keep McMurray behind him, manage the pace to see if he can get to the finish, and manage that gap back to Gordon and the others.
Well, he's only got 12 laps to go, and he can manage that gap to Gordon fine, but look here, he's got a little pressure, a lot of pressure from McMurray now.
McMurray would eventually make his way around to take the top spot on lap 152.
Jeff Gordon is 9th. 7.7 seconds back. McMurray goes to the lead. 8 laps to go. The defending winner is out in front.
However, Menard would charge back forward, retaking the lead with 4 laps to go.
Leaders in some lap traffic. 32 of Mike Bliss just ahead of him.
Go ahead, go. We're turning loose. 24 is 2 seconds faster. We can't give up.
Okay, the race is on here, guys. Here goes Paul.
That was his radio. He was told to go. He's gone to the lead. Paul Menard.
Jeff Gordon should be able to get by Mark Martin here shortly. If he doesn't have to waste any time getting by Mark, and he's not at all before they get to turn 3. This is Jeff Gordon's race to win right now.
To second place. Paul Menard leads. Gordon is second. 2 laps to go.
Okay, Paul Menard's going to have to run the most perfect laps he's ever run in his life to try to hold that 24 car off. And I'm not sure it'll be enough.
Yeah, looks like that he's catching this traffic, Paul Menard, in a good spot. It's going to be up the back straightaway, not to impede his progress any at all here. Yeah, Menard
Slugger, look at Slugger. He's like, he's got to get my heart started again. Come on, man.
Lap traffic in the way.
See Gordon get everything that he can right against the wall out of turn 3.
Mike Bliss in the 32.
Yeah, Paul's going to need some help from this car. He needs to move over.
Coming to the white
Biggest race of
flag.
your life, bud. Drive the hell out of it. Come on.
1 lap to go to win the Brickyard 400. Menard dealing with lap traffic. Gordon trying to close in turn 1.
This is going to be the biggest day of Paul Menard's life.
But does he have enough fuel to get to the finish? Gordon clear of traffic. Setting up for the finish. Final corners.
Good corner here.
30-year-old Paul Menard. His family with such a long racing history at Indianapolis, they'll kiss the bricks together now. Paul Menard wins the Brickyard 400.
Holding off a hard-charging Jeff Gordon, Menard would claim his first career victory by just over 0.7 of a second.
You wonder how far back Paul Menard can remember dreaming of what it would be like to drive into victory lane at Indianapolis. He gets the reality now.
#167th career Sprint Cup Series start, Paul, and you get the win at the Brickyard. What is this moment like?
I've been coming here since I was a little kid, and my dad's been trying to win this race for 35 years, and so this is for my dad, Brad Tooney, back home. A lot of emotions right now, but these guys, Slugger Labby and all these guys just do a hell of a job, and man, I can't believe we won Indy.
Paul, this morning I talked to your crew chief, Slugger Labby, and he told me the one thing they had going for was this fuel mileage, and it ended up working in your favor. What was it like when he told you, you're free, go for it?
I was saving a little bit and maintaining with the 5 and with the 1, and then I started backing up a little bit more, and they kind of kept backing up with me. So I knew that we saved plenty of fuel, and then I was more worried about the guys that pitted for fuel, and they're coming hard, and we're keeping. Slug kept telling me where Jeff was and how fast he was coming. Set me loose with 3 laps to go, and the car was really good. Clean air is so important. I mean, we stayed out 1 caution, no tires, took off, got in the back, had a pit road penalty, got in the back, and couldn't do anything. So clean air, ECR horsepower, Nibco's on the hood. Menards and my dad and everybody's been coming here for 35 years, and it's Indianapolis.
We talked to your dad up on the pit box. He's so emotional. As you said, he's been trying to win here for 35 years. The money that he's spent supporting drivers, the heartbreak, and now the victory. What does it mean for your family?
It's big. My first year was here was 1989, that I can remember anyway. And I think I was here when I was like 3 or 4 years old too. But just spent a lot of time in the garage area. I think I didn't miss Indy 500 from 89 to 2003. I was here for the inaugural Brickyard 400 94. Just a really special place for my family, myself. Thanks for all the fans. Indianapolis it's the greatest racetrack in the world, and we've got the best fans here too.
Menard would go on to earn 14 additional top 5 and 55 further top 10 finishes, competing in the Cup Series full-time through the 2019 season. He would have additional success in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, as well as in Trans Am, earning additional race victories in both disciplines. A longtime journeyman driver who raced competitively across numerous forms of American motorsport, on one sunny afternoon in late July of 2011, he entered the history books as a winner at NASCAR's highest level.